Start the show. Make some noise. Okay, that was cute. I see y'all repping the people. All right, back corner. If you're ready to start the show, make some noise. Okay, I don't know if it's because they were in the back, so they felt they needed to make no noise in the middle, or if it's because they had more people, but we're gonna work on it. All right, this side of the room. If you're ready to start the show, make some noise. All right, and because we are a community all together, if you are ready to start the show, make some noise. Welcome to the Berkeley Poetry Slam. My name is Reggie, and I will be your host on this magical journey of poetic excellence and artistic beauty. Who here has never been to a poetry slam before? Liar, you're our damn photographer, but there are some people who are telling the truth. A poetry slam is this really weird concept where we take art, like people's feelings and emotions and experiences, and assign a numerical value at the end of it. Right? It's kind of weird. But it tricked a whole bunch of motherfuckers to get in here to listen to some live poetry. In short, it is a competition, and like with every competition, there are rules. First, for the poets. No props, no costumes, no musical accompaniment, no nudity. We do not want to see your genitals. There are plenty of venues in the Bay Area that will allow you to show your genitals on stage for money. This is not one of them. But more importantly than keeping your bits in your pants is the time limit. You have a time limit of 3 minutes with a grace period of 10 seconds to spit one original poem. After 3 minutes and that grace period of 10 seconds, you will be deducted points by our scorekeeper, Prophet. Give it up for our scorekeeper. He is doing math on a Wednesday night, and that is why I dropped out of college, so I already know great things are gonna come from him. After 4 minutes, you will be played off stage by our DJ, DJ Paternity. Give it up for our DJ in the back. Poets, if you hear music in the middle of your poem, it is no longer the middle of your poem. I have 10 amazing poets to get through tonight and work in the morning, so whatever you do, don't go past 4 minutes. All right, that's for the poets. Next, for the judges. Judges, can you raise your scoreboards? All right, 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 near the front and 2 in the back, so great day not to have vision insurance. Judges, you have the hardest job other than me trying to see your scores. You have to give scores. You have to let us know how you feel at the end of each poem. And you will do that by giving each poem a score from a 0.0 to 10.0 scale. 0.0 is the worst piece of shit you ever heard in your life. It's trash, garbage, not even recycling, not salvageable, not compost, doing nothing good for the world, and that's just a 2.5. A 10 is the best thing you have ever heard in your life. It's like your firstborn child, their first laugh, punctuated by their first steps, punctuated by their first words, which were, I love you. And that's just an 8.0. Point being, there are not a lot of zeros, there's not a lot of 10s, score accordingly. There's this thing called score creep, where as the night goes on and we start visiting the bar and stepping outside and doing whatever we need to do outside, the poems start sounding better. We start getting into the swing of things, start getting into the vibes, the scores go up, but that is not fair to the people who went first when you were sober and vibeless. So to help you out, we will have a sacrificial poet. They will go first. Think of them as your calibration. So any poems you like more, score them higher. Any poems you don't like as much, score them lower. Lit. Next, for the audience. Yes, you have rules too. I need you to pull out your cell phone. I should probably do this too, because I didn't check to make sure I did this. And then I need you to like us on Facebook, to follow us on Instagram, at Berkeley Poetry Slam, to subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/BayPoetsUnite. And then I need you to turn them motherfuckers on silent, on vibrate. I call it the fun setting. Whatever you need to do in order for it not to ring. If your phone rings in the middle of someone's poem, you owe that poet a drink. Don't let whoever's blowing up your phone be the reason that you go broke paying for poets' drinks tonight. So turn your phone off. And then next, I need you to give maximum love to each person that comes up to this stage tonight. What does maximum love sound like? If that's maximum love, we all need therapy. That was like 50% I got my ass kicked kind of love. Like, what is like imagine like your favorite person's coming up on stage and they just keep going up on stage and they keep doing like your favorite thing. What would that sound like? That part. The number one fear in America is public speaking, so if we're not gonna clap for poetry, we are going to clap for bravery tonight. All right, so we have our poets, our audience, our judges. Am I missing something? Word of the day. A time-honored tradition. Whatever. Where we force our poets to jam a random word from the audience into their poem for an extra point. It can be complicated. It can be scientific. It can be weird. It can be incredibly fucking average. One of my favorite words of the day was spatula. So just yell it out. Any ideas for word of the day? Blitzkrieg. Okay, interesting, interesting. Okay. Xylophone. Interesting. I like that. Kerfuffle. I think we had that as a word of the day once. Any other ones? Pajama. Oh, is someone going to give me something better than pajamas? I don't think so, but I'll give the pink pajamas. Pajamas. Our word of the day is pajamas. Could you please come up here and tell us what pajamas means? Could you please come up here? Tell us what pajamas mean. Yeah. We don't know. Someone might not know. We got to make sure it's an even playing field.
So pajamas was just a word that I shouted out because I was being asked to me. I didn't realize that I'd come up here and actually explain it. But, you know, pajamas, they're like a onesie that you wear, and it's got a little window in the back so you can poop if you need to in the middle of the night. And that's about as far as I can go with that word. Is that okay? Is that what you need to do?
The word of the day is pajamas. Yeah, you can consider that like the onesie where you lit the poop hole in the back, or just any clothes that you wear to bed. Poets, if you use pajamas or any of its various forms like pajamation or pajamology, you get an extra point. Judges, don't worry about the extra point. Our scorekeeper will handle it. Lit. So, our poets will be, ooh, this is the wrong list. Let me tell you. Yo, when you sign up for this list, handwriting is key, because I can't read. So the poets will be reading in this order. We did a random draw. If you don't like the order, I was going to say, talk to God, but I guess you could talk to Prophet. But the poets will be reading in this order. We have Jackson McBrayer, we have DG, we have Nazila, we have Aria, we have Clara Greenstein, We have Saluha. We have Marcus Khan, sorry. We have Colin. We have Ben. And we have Jay Rice. Give it up for everyone who's touching the stage tonight. All right. So we have our poets, our word of the day, our audience. Everything is set. Are we ready to start the show? No! We need our sacrificial poet. Someone to get the judges ready to judge. Everyone say, spill the blood. And give it up for your sacrificial poet of the night, Win.
What's up, y'all? It's been a minute since I've been up here, like 4 fucking years, so it's cool to be here, guys. I used to actually work here. I don't know if you guys saw me in the kitchen or not, but it's good to see people here. I'm hella nervous. I won't lie. All right. Thank you, guys. Why you so stuck up, you fuck? Stuck trying to suck up for fuck-ups and past deceptions? When nowadays you need to be worried about tax collection. And the standards of living are drifting away from economy's pay. And I also heard all cops are killers. Ignoring real calls to murder women and children. Shit, stepping in the streets to preach to the feet of eternalizing peace. Trying to start the fire and light the match of my teeth before the homies that I know are laying in the streets. And I want you all to try the same. Truth of the matter, though, is you looking madder than a matted up welcome to Matt. Confidence carefully snatched, stabbed in the back by the homie who's supposed to have it. And I give a fuck about your bad habits, because I used to have them too. Thank you.
Keep that round of applause going for Win. All right. Judges, I need your scores. This is the longest I'm going to give you all night, by the way. By the middle of the poem, you know if it's going to be a 2-point or 8-point ooh. All right, we have 2 scores. We have 3 scores, 4 scores. All right, if you're in the back, I need your scores as big and as black as possible. Like, think Idris Elba or my dream man. Not my boyfriend in the corner. That's perfect. Oh my goodness. I think that's the first time I've been able to see a score that far. Wow, both of them. Ah. Look at God, he heals the blind. All right, keep them up till I read them out. We have a low of a 6.1, goes up to a 7.0. Scorekeeper wasn't ready. You want me to read them out again? We're gonna get it together, y'all, I promise. We got a low of a 6.1, goes up to a 7.0, a 7.5, an 8.0, and an 8.9. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet, and never the points. The poet, never the points. All right, that was our sacrificial poet. Judges, you are now experts in poetry. You are ready, you are willing, and you are able. Audience, what the fuck was that? We're one poet in, and I know I have high expectations because I'm a Sagittarius, so I expect a lot from others that I don't expect from myself, but I think we could have gotten some 10s. And it is your job to make sure that we get some. And you can do that by letting us know how you feel. You can let us know by snapping. You can snap. Everybody snap with me. You can say, go in. Let's go. Go in, poet. The more love you give this stage, the more love this stage gives back to you. The more love this stage gives, the higher the scores go up. Judges, do not be swayed by this audience. You were chosen because you have a particular set of skills, and you will use those skills to find your daughter. No. You have been chosen. You are important. You are cherished. You are loved. Audience, I had to bribe these people with a free drink. We are down bad, so I need your help. Everybody knows their jobs? Great. On deck, we have DG, but give maximum love for our first poet competing in the slam. Give it up for Jackson McBrayer!
No heckles? What the fuck? Thank you. I was like, just one at least. Come on. So there's this psychological tool to help yourself cry, where you picture your younger self and you have a conversation with your younger self. So I did this, and I never thought I would live past 18. And then I hit 18, and I was like, fuck. 21, and then I lived past 21. I was like, fuck. Okay, 30, and I lived past 30, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna live a really long goddamn time. That's a little depressing, but what the fuck does my younger self say to me now? And he would just be like, bro, you're still here? That's fucking awesome. What the fuck? Like, so yeah, that's where my brain lives. And so I'm walking in my dream, and the thing about dreams is I can always tell when I'm dreaming because moving through physical space is easy in my dreams. I don't hurt when I move. I move like the God camera in a Fincher film. I can easily see what's going on, and it's not exhausting to move through physical space. I know when I'm dreaming because life is easy in my dreams. So I thought about my birth father yesterday morning. I was watching a documentary on the cocaine epidemic in Ireland, and it got me to thinking of my birth mom and my birth dad, because they both died before my birth dad died before I was born. I barely ever think of him. So what the fuck would I say to my birth dad? I wouldn't really recognize him. Although I didn't recognize myself either. I saw a photo of my birth mom holding me as a baby, and I didn't recognize either people in the photo, because my memory doesn't remember my birth mom the way she actually looked. I don't know how to talk to my younger self, but I'm really excited to hear what my younger self... I'm not always incredible. I'm not the most impressive person I know, but I'm on that list somewhere towards the top. I'm not impressive for anybody but me. If I can't live up and inspire myself to get out of bed in the morning, I won't. The world doesn't expect anything of me, but I expect the world of myself. So to my younger self, I'm sorry when I let you down, and I'm stoked to talk to you.
Keep that round of applause going for Jackson McBrayer. All right. Judges, I need your scores. 1 score, 2 score. That's the highest I can count, so I don't know where we're gonna go from here. 3 score. Ooh, look at me learning. 4 scores. 5 scores. Oh my goodness. Great job, judges. Ooh. Maybe it's the lights. All right, let them know how you feel. We have a low of a 7.0. It goes up to a 7.5, a 7.8, an 8.0, and an 8.0. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet. Never the points. The poet. And never the points. All right, we are going to keep it moving. On deck, we have Nazila. But give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for PG.
Conversation and education rule the nation. The revelation of a stranger helping with no obligation. I'm working every day. I ain't take no vacations, but I'll slave every day for the chance to make it. Do you see the difference? Yeah, the one between me and you. I might fall in, but I can't afford to drown in this pool. Still got new heights to reach. A teacher with no room to teach. Filled with advice like filled to the brim. Cup spilleth over a few times, but I've learned since then. I guess since I can't coach, I'll do. And in the future, when you pull up to one of my functions, asking yourself what you could have done, think back to this moment when you chose not to believe me, when I told you I'm the one. But I don't think they're truly here. Dab me up now, walk out and disappear. Looking, better yet, watching, brewing with envy. Expecting the left side of the pie, but couldn't pitch in a penny. Now you feeling neglected, hurt, and disrespected. But I didn't know, so you took my pajamas and wet it. Woo. Is that the only way you let your feelings show? Another one of them questions I guess I'll never know. Why me, homie? Why me?
Give it up one more time for PG. We'll talk more about this in a second, but judges, I do need your scores. We'll do these now because if I keep sipping on this, I'm going to forget. All right. We have 4 scores, 5 scores. All right, we have a low of a 7.5. It goes up to an 8.0, an 8.0, an 8.2, and a 9.5. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet. Never the points. It's all about the poetry and never the points. And now, back to the drink. We are at the Starry Plough. The Starry Plough just so happens to be a pub, which means it does have a bar, which means the bar does have drinks, which means we have a 1-drink minimum. We like to support the spaces that have been supporting us for like the last, what has it been, like 20 years? Yeah? Over 20 years in the same spot every Wednesday, except for like that one time that, you know, like we all died for 2 years, but other than that, every Wednesday for the last 20 years, and we hope, we expect, we will make sure that it is 20 more years by all of us buying a drink. If you don't drink, that is okay. They do have non-alcoholic drinks like root beer, and they have Guinness Zero, I guess. I mean, live your life. I'm drinking, what is this, the passion fruit sour? Is that what this is? Yes, passion fruit sour. If you don't drink, you can buy me a drink. Whatever you do, support the bar. Make sure you tip the bartender. Her name's Jessica. She's the best. Just trust me on it. Lit. On deck, we have Aria. But give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Nazila!
True story, a mostly men's guide to internet dating. 1, don't post photos of your dog, your small children, your boat or car that don't include you unless these are all things you'd like me to date instead of you. Do post photos of you smiling, fully clothed, not posing with women you're clearly dating, not wearing onesie pajamas covered with penises, not holding a beer, a cleaver, or a 20-pound fish, not sitting on the toilet with your cat in your lap. 2, if we turn out to be a match, please start a conversation if you swipe on me first. The following are not conversation starters. Hi, you're pretty. That's all. Hey, you're a poet, right? Here's a bunch of my mediocre poetry you didn't ask for. I like your pics. When can we meet? I'll tell my girlfriend about you. Maybe we can all hook up. Have you ever been with a blank man? Well, you're in for a treat. My last girlfriend was fat. Do you eat meat? Please avoid specific references to having repeatedly seen me before, because that's creepy. I don't want to internet date someone who watched me from a short distance on a regular basis over a period of time and never once attempted to talk to me in person. 3, when we finally get off chat and on phones, don't send me a dozen more pics of yourself or a series of motivational memes with no context. Don't ask to meet 5 minutes into the first phone call or before we've actually had a phone conversation at all. Treat me like a person, not a moderately decent, reasonably priced vehicle you're trying to buy off Craigslist. Don't go into a 2-hour rant about how the entertainment business is a big satanic cult full of child murderers, pedophiles, and sex traffickers attempting to possess you with demons through the use of satanic symbols in movies and music, but I have to do my own research. And also, Freemasons is a satanic cult too. Especially, don't go bashing shit until you get to know a person a little and what they're connected to. Like how, for example, my dear departed daddy was a Mason. Or how I am, in fact, in the entertainment business. In other words, don't get yourself hung up on or blocked. 4, if you are me, having had all these experiences, do delete your dating profile, go buy a cat, and continue to be happy by yourself.
Keep that round of applause going for Nazila. All right. Judges, you know what I need from you. We got 1 score, 2 score, 3 score. Wow. 4 scores. Do you need another marker? I feel like I can't tell if I can't see or if they need another marker. Last time it happened, it was just me. So we'll see. That's beautiful. Wonderful. All right. Let them know how you feel. We got a low of a 7.6. It goes up to an 8.0, an 8.5, a 9, and a 9.8. Give it up for the poet and not the points. All right. We are chugging right through this list because on deck, we have Clara Greenstein. But give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Aria.
Hey, there you go. All right, this works. Thanks, everyone. That was amazing. Totally don't want to follow it, but this will work. I'm going to try and get through this without a coughing fit. It's going to be amazing. My father, as they say, is wonderful. All it took was me telling the police that my father was a serial killer. Then my father suddenly became wonderful, the dad I always wanted him to be. I guess you could say I scared him straight. And yeah, it is okay to judge me for lying to the police. You know what they say, when one woman lies, she ruins reporting rape for everybody because we were doing really, really well up until that point. But you know what the thing is, I didn't start out lying. I started out by telling the police in my hometown that my father raped me and my sister, but I bet you can guess what the police did then, which is, nothing. Meanwhile, my parents started looking for lawyers who would be willing to call me crazy so they could put me in a conservatorship and take paternalistic care of me because that was going really well for me already. And according to them, I must have been crazy to say those things about my father, who, as you remember, is wonderful. He's a wonderful father, that's what they say. I figured the police would care if I said my father was murdering somebody. Sure enough, the police investigated that, sort of, not really, but they did talk to my father once, after which my father called me in a panic, saying mea culpa and buying my silence and such. My father never once admitted guilt. He treats me like a business partner who beat him in a sizable business deal, but at least he quit trying to lock me up and throw away the key. That is progress. That is what seems like progress when all I have to compare it to is a father who did things to me that I don't even have words for, even after years of women's studies classes and therapy to put myself back together again. People want to know where I come from, and I tell them nothing usually, or just enough to hide. Where I come from is a horror movie. It's a Lifetime made-for-TV special without anything resembling a happy ending. My parents spent $20,000 to fix their swimming pool last year. Last month, I begged them for money to see the specialists my beloved doctor recommends I see to survive. My parents said, sorry, you can't stop vomiting up stomach acid half the year and vomiting up mucus the other half of the year. Sorry, not our problem. Sorry. My wonderful father hasn't learned a damn thing. He is quietly still a monster. I am a child born of monsters. I lied to the police and kept myself alive. I'm a monster slayer. What do I do now? I guess the answer is obvious, don't you think?
Keep that round of applause going for Aria. All right, judges. I need your scores. I have 1 score. I have 2 scores. I have 3 scores. Can I get a 4 score? 4 score, 4 score, 4 score, 4 score, 4 score. We got 5 scores. All right. Let them know how you feel. We have a low of an 8.0. It goes up to an 8.3, an 8.7, a 9, and a 9.5. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet. Never the points. The poet. Never the points. All right. So I know I shouted out the bar, but let's be honest. It is time to be responsible adults, and if you are drinking, you should also get some food, you know. Do yourself a favor in the morning. Go to the kitchen, get some food, put something on your stomach so you can drink some more. There's wonderful items like the cottage pie, the wings. I fuck with the wings. The fries, both garlic and non-garlic. I don't know why you would get non-garlic fries, but you know. I mean, I guess if you're allergic to garlic, you wouldn't eat garlic, but yes, there's plenty of options. You should go to the kitchen, get some food, go to the bar, get a drink. Yeah, support the establishment. I can't say it enough. Support the establishment. On deck, we have Saluja, but give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Clara Greenstein.
Okay. I thought I had it memorized, but I changed my mind. We're gonna, yeah. In college, we learned philosophy like scripture. Professors promised Immanuel Kant would grant us revelation, show us our place in the natural world. I've learned my place by now, but I wonder about yours. We pretend to be content with beauty. Kant says comfy pajamas, pastoral odes with their starts and ends fixed to the page. Cute white sheep on rolling hills, the trimmed hedge or daisy chain, stem sewn square by dainty hands. But be careful, Kant says, the saccharin rots your teeth. Stop seeking a face you recognize in the mountainside, gazing at your own reflection in the rolling hills. If you remain in the Garden of Eden too long, you will be coaxed into complacency. So run towards the burning bush. Let the earth take a bite out of you. Look at the waterfall hammering down on its rock bed, Kant said. Look at all the stars there are and how many you can count on your meager quantity of hands. Feel your humanness bulging from those gaps in your menial capacity to quantify. Feel the confluence of fear and awe when a storm pounds the teeth of your roof in, shingles clang, window frames bent to their buckling point. When nature is the hero, we beg for mercy at its feet, revel in a hot way in our incompatibility with grandeur. Kant says, you like it, don't you? You want it, don't you? The horror, the glow, the wildfire, the wind, the winding path leading to the crooked ledge with too much air. Kant says, look at it. Throbbing, swinging, gorgeous, incomprehensibly huge and unbridled. This is sublimity, he says. This is sentience. Close your eyes and brace yourself for the godly. The tidal wave might rip your pride away, rub salt in the wounds of your mortality, but comfort can't grant you the depth of feeling chaos brings. Immanuel Kant wants to know, are you the type to be satisfied or enlightened?
Keep that round of applause going for Clara Greenstein. All right. Colin, you better not be fucking playing with me. If you play that OT Genesis bullshit, this better be Keisha Cole. This better be Keisha Cole. It's not. He's looking at me like it's not. Thank God. If you know, you know, and if you know, you understand why I would be upset. All right, we have 3 scores. I need a lighter or something like. All right, we have a low of a 7.2, goes up to an 8.1, an 8.5, an 8.7, and a 9.0. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet. Never the points. The poet, never the points. All right, before we move on to the next poet, I'm gonna take you back like 2.5 years ago. Before all the pandemic and all the variants and everything, back when we were just like a regular slam, doing regular slam stuff, like forming a slam team. We are going to be doing that again. I'm really excited. Slam teams are a team of 5 people representing the Berkeley Slam in national and regional competitions. It is not only a great way to showcase the art that comes from the Bay Area, but it is a great way for our local poets to be able to network and gain connections outside of the Bay Area to tour and make art actually profitable, as well as compete against other scenes and see who's the fucking best in the country. No one's touching this scene's writing, but we'll get on to that later. Point being, is in order to make the slam team, you have to make semifinals and then make finals. And in order to make semifinals, you have to qualify. And the way you qualify is by winning enough Berkeley Slams. There is a point system where there's 4 points to first place, 3 points to second, 2 points to third, 1 point for making it into the second round. The top 16 poets from the year make it into both of our semifinals events. Our slam season, where we start counting the points, will be starting in the first week of August. So you have exactly 1 month from now to get your poems ready, to get your bread up, to get your game face on. Because after that, the points, they're not going to matter, but they are going to count for something. You do have a chance to make our team. And if tonight so far is anything, it's gonna be a really fucking dope team. So you wanna compete to be on that team. What about the repeat rule? I am so glad you asked. That means starting in August, if you win a Berkeley Slam, you can't use those poems again. No repeats. If you won with it, it's what we call burns. So think about that for the next month. Get your poems up. Come to one of our writing workshops. We'll talk about that later. But on deck, we have Marcus Kahn. But give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Saluja.
After what is said in bed, or you politicize everything. It was nostalgia, yearned familiarity of a taste never tasted when their tongues met. She was salt, he the sea she devoured. His brown back swathed in maps to home, she was home until he tells her she's the first brown woman he slept with. This is not the validation she imagined. Until hairy nipples are realized discovery, legs of women before her were soft after shave, sheeny, glistening, gold. This is not what he imagined. This is exactly what he imagined. Hers was a line of black hair above lips, on stomach up into chest, resting in comfort of being furtively read on a heart too big to break, a love that could wait, would wait. Hers was tongue too familiar, body estranged.
Keep that round of applause going for Saluja. All right. Judges. Ooh, that was quick. Oh my goodness. It's like a man's first time. It's whatever I make it. Thank you. Poetry, hoetry, same thing. Anyway, we have a low of an 8.3, goes up to an 8.8, a 9.2, a 9.5, and a 9.5. Give it up for the poet, not the points. Wow. We're already over halfway through this list. We're doing so good. On deck, we have Colin. But give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Marcus Kahn.
Hi, everyone. Hey, good to see you. I'm just gonna, I picked up a rap habit in college. It's been pretty fun, so I'm just gonna do some of that a cappella. I hope you like it. In these letters, the devil's coming out of his shell. It's something clever on the level that they're bumping in hell. I'm so sane, but they're shaving me off like points in the game, point to my lane and write me off in charity's name. My cheering squad is looking like they're missing the train. I became as hard as oak with skin that's whiter than cane. I'm Marcus Twain, token old growth, simple and plain. These huckleberries make me very glad I'm smoking a chain. Fuck a Dairy Queen, I've seen the cream, it's curdling up. I've been in a dream, fiending on a doob and a blunt. I've been in a demon's skin, but I'm shedding it off. You bet when I cough, I'm dying while you mumble and scoff. I've been meaning to be straight, a ruler, a jock. I've been scoping the opportunity the realist watch. I've been hoping for the mutiny would open up the scrutiny with Chomsky ideology that's harder than rock. You could label me irrational, I'll tell you that I'm passionate. I suckled at the teat, but I had to go and ration it. People walk the streets when they talk about the abstinence. It's not about the needle or the absence of the sacrament. It's always poverty, greed, and the misogyny, the way they shift our brains like epiphany, lobotomy. They'll frame me probably, commercials and in homilies, the church or corporation, I know I'm not about camaraderie. I'm a prophet, a pauper, a prodigy. You're saying that I'm manic, are you playing as a comedy? You say imbalance and I'm saying that's not all of me, it's profit that you're after, you don't care about equality. So when I'm off the clock, I talk a lot. They said that it's small. That my brain is getting rotten if it's working at all. That this claim I made is certain to be off of the wall. You think it's worse if deeply personal, I think that you're wrong. It's the product of environment, genetics, and choice. If my noise is off the rocker while I'm using my voice, I'll defend it to the coffin because I think that it's nice. If it's noise, this quote you like it, you could credit to Joyce. Like I'm Ulysses, I'm flowing on an odyssey through the Aegean Sea or seeing it was starring a Jew. Used to tremble in defection, but I'm one of the few who when the sirens start to sing, I do a harmony too. I'm only saying that I'm staying because I value the truth. No how do you do's, I'm praying to get out of this noose. Out of the news, I'm louder on the hourly dues. When the wages come, my pages run, I'm shouting the proof. Cowardly views, you cower in the shadow you choose. Sour and used, your power is a tower or cruise. Battered and bruised, I've gone and played along with the ruse that when the capital is prominent, the dominant view is that a commoner's the bottom when they're commonly used, while a few live at the summit and they're fairly amused. I know corporations run it and they're scary abuse. I see their taxes start to plummet while they're suffering youth. It might be legal, but who listens to the spirit of law? I fear that God left earth, I can't unsee what I saw. I see a seesaw tipping, I'm ripping this raw. You picked at the flaw, addicted to the smoke and the draw. Facing limited decisions because I sit with the thought, making the top 10 shiver while I scribble and jot. In the middle of the vision in this Hollywood spot, I'll try to put it into rhythm, what is buried is hot. Thank you.
Give it up one more time for Marcus Kahn. All right. Judges, I don't even have to tell you what I need from you anymore. It's like, you know when you reach that sweet spot in a relationship where you don't have to ask for anything? I guess nobody. I see this year's been kicking everybody's ass. All right, we have 4 scores. 5 scores. All right, let them know how you feel. We have a low of a 7.5, goes up to an 8.0, an 8.1, an 8.2, and an 8.2. All right, give it up for the poet and not the points. All right. We are almost to the end of our list. On deck, we have our penultimate poet of the first round, Ben. But give maximum love to our next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Colin! You can find the good news tattooed in the stucco of every home. Find gospel and candle wax dripping over the sidewalk. I see God in every roadside vigil. Every balloon sent to the sky is a prayer that maybe Big D was good enough for the Lazarus treatment. Maybe the whole hood was worth a resurrection. You know, there's too many good folks dying in these streets for this just to be God's retribution, so I have to believe that all my niggas are in a better place. I have to believe that all my niggas died like Jesus, that there will be a second coming of gold chains, pajamas, and fake designer belts. Call it the return of the Mac. Before Mac 10s burned down the block, I have to believe that every chalk outline was a miracle. Blood and bullet, payment for safe passage to the promised land. Maybe the prodigal son is more than just a parable. Maybe death is just a sinner's way of running back home. Maybe death is the sermon. Maybe everybody in this neighborhood is a pastor, handing out holy hollow point to anyone who wants to meet the Spirit. Call them strapped up shepherds, guiding their flock to the light, and they say the sun don't shine in the ghetto. Or a casket. So heaven must be our first sunrise. Keep that round of applause going for Colin. All right. Judges, I need your scores. Judges, you have been really consistent tonight. Thank you for that. Like, God, like, more consistent than 95% of the men in my life. Like, love that. All right, we have 1 score, 2 score, 3 score, 4 score, 5 scores. Did we do it? I think we did do it. We have broken the 9 barrier because we have a low. Leave them up because I already forgot kind of what they were. We have a low of a 9.3. It goes up to a 9.4, a 9.7, a 9.8, and a 9.8. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet. Never the points. The poet and never the points. All right. On deck, we have the last poet of the first round, Jay Rice. But give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Ben.
Sometimes breathing feels like drowning and I've forgotten how to swim. I'm afraid to see because sometimes the world is too much. The world is too much, but only sometimes. It is such a beautiful day, and I am happy that I made it to today. That's what I tell myself in the mirror anyways. Rain or shine, it is always a beautiful day. It has to be, because sometimes depression is less feeling sad, more getting used to the daily thoughts of suicide. They visit so often, I gave them my spare key. They visit so often, I often wonder whose house this actually is anymore. Sometimes depression is Netflix and old pajamas, and sometimes depression is the mornings or getting up, getting dressed, and forcing food down my throat are these insurmountable tasks, and I just want to be eaten by the mouth of my bed. Its digestive acids are so comforting, and I can almost hear traffic from here, and there is the bottle, and there are my cigarettes, and there is the one who stole me in a dark room, and there is the one I sold myself to on a warm day, and outside is screaming with them, and I have rope and razors and a way out, but it is such a beautiful day, and I'm happy that I made it to today. You have a beautiful mind, she says to me, and I've never felt better, but it's bittersweet because this beautiful mind is trying to kill me, so I got help. I'm not shy about being in therapy, and sometimes still all I hear is, why would you share that? Allow me to respond. I am sorry. I'm sorry for being born wrong, born with a chemical receptor I'll never understand, that can't properly process chemicals I'll never pronounce. I'm sorry the days I feel just okay are the best days I've had in weeks. Sick people need medicine. Now say it with me. I'm not weak, I'm sick. Repeat, I'm not weak, I'm sick. Repeat, I'm not weak, I'm sick. And tired of being so goddamn tired all the time. I'm tired at the thought of all the tomorrows I've yet to fuck up, of having razors for hands and rope burn for a neck and a medicine cabinet for a stomach. I need the crutch, but I'm happy that your legs work just fine. Just stop looking down on me as I hobble past you. Stop looking down on us for doing our best every day. Your best is an occasional effort towards greatness. Some days our best is just getting through. A win is seeing another sunrise and knowing we made it. We're making it. Every day, I am making it. It is such a beautiful day, and I am happy that I made it to today.
Keep that round of applause going for Ben. All right. Judges, I do need your scores. And your undying love. And attention. Aw. You're not a judge, but I'll take it. All right, we have 5 scores. Look at that. All right, let them know how you feel. We have a low of an 8.8. It goes up to a 9.3, a 9.5, a 9.8, and our first 10. Give it up for the poet and not the points. All right. On deck, we have round 2. We'll talk more about that later. But give maximum love to our last poet in the first round. Give it up. I'm glad you caught me. It's last call for the kitchen. Last call to save yourself in the morning. Last call to save yourself in the morning and put something on your stomach before you visit the bar. The fries are actually fire. Best bar fries in Berkeley. I haven't been all over the Bay. I trust you on that, though, because those are some damn good fries. Damn good fries. I'd take your fries over Wingstop fries, and that is saying something. On deck, we have last call for the kitchen. But give maximum love to our last call for the first round. Give it up for Jay Rice.
Adele, don't sue me. I heard that you found a brand new baboon. You had a one-night stand in Cancun. You're texting next noon, read bad news. Who knew the best laid plans do crash through? No, friend, why did you say goodbye? Ain't like you to hold pajamas inside or hide from my cries. I hate that it's been a week or two since our rude closure and you went on and moved to pursue a New Yorker. But if you ever see my face on a movie poster, you'll be reminded that for me, it's never truly over. Besides, I'll find someone unlike you. I wish nothing but regrets for you. Please forgive me, I begged, but I remember what you said. Sometimes you hurt from love, but sometimes I bleed instead. How much life sucks when struck with distrust, when neither of us were enough with love, because either of us had a just to lust that's stuck in disgust of what was handcuffs. I hate that it's been a week or few since our bold crossover. You found peace while I'm weak with cold shoulders, but if you ever see my face again in full disclosure, you'll be reminded that for me, is it truly over? Besides, I'll find someone not like you. I wish everything less than the best for you. Please forgive me, you begged, but remember what I said. Sometimes you fail at love, but sometimes I grieve instead. No one will compare to what we have shared. The joy and despair will stay in my prayers. Why was I unprepared for love to be so unfair? Besides, I'll find my rightful truth. Now I wish only success for me and you. Forgive, forget, I admit, and cherish every moment we lived. Sometimes you win at love, but sometimes we leave instead.
Keep that round of applause going for Jay Rice. All right. Judges, I need your score. Score. We don't have an effects bar, so I have to do my own echoes. And that is why you should put money in this bucket. It takes a lot to run a slam, especially a slam that like does ethical things like paying our artists and not doing fuck shit, which is like rare. Artists are messy. But what's not messy is supporting artists anyway. You can put $1 in here, $2 in here, $3 in here, $1 million in here. If you want to donate $1 million, first of all, I think I can come up with some sort of arrangement that's mutually beneficial. And second of all, you can make that check out to Reginald Edmonds and I'll make sure it gets into the right place. But I'm gonna pass it to you. And you're gonna pass it to you and it's gonna go around the room like a snake. Oh my goodness, my judges. You already know what I want from you. What? All right. I'm missing one judge's score. Oh my God. All right, we have a low of a 6.9. It goes up to a 7.0, a 7.2, an 8.2, and an 8.9. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet. And never the points. The poet. And never the points. Okay. Round one was cute. I loved it. There were so many talented poets and the writing was, speaking of writing, I know some people, you know, you might be feeling inspired, but like thinking to yourself, I don't know how to write no fucking poetry. That's okay. There was once a time where nobody knew how to write no fucking poetry. And someone taught them how to write some fucking poetry. And we do that. You can be here at 7 p.m. before the show, and we have a free writing workshop led by one of our organizers or one of our features for the night. It's a really great space to share, to create, to live, to laugh, to love the sisterhood of the traveling poems. It's a really great space. I would love to see all of you there. I am on a one-person mission to turn every single person in the world into a poet so we can take over the world. Not for better, just take over the world. So you should join me in that mission and come to the writing workshop and become a poet. It's a cult. All right, I'm waiting for my list. I'm just up here, Joseph Stalin. The one person that laughed is the one person on Facebook that likes my statuses. And I love you so much, thank you. Thank you for validating my bullshit while I awkwardly stand here waiting for my list of second round. I guess I could explain the second round. We take the top 5 poets from the first round into the second round. If you did not make the second round, there are plenty of chances to make the second round. We are here every single Wednesday, except for like major holidays that we feel like taking off. But we're here every single Wednesday. You should come back. You should slam again. There are always many chances. I can tell you, I lost this motherfucker for a year straight before I made the second round. There's always more chances. There's always a new sunrise. The sun will come out tomorrow or whatever that redhead bitch said. Yeah? Oh my God, that's the best part. The first 12 poets to sign up get in for free. So like, you can go to the free workshop and then sign up and get into the show for free and then possibly win. Y'all playing yourselves if you don't come back. We got $200 in cash prizes and you don't want no money. Inflation, come on now. I looked at the price of the carton of milk yesterday and I was like, I don't need to drink anything. I'll just eat dry cereal while I wait for this list. Where the fuck is my... God damn. This man fucking overheated trying to give me a list. Okay, I couldn't count for a second. Okay. So, is this reverse order? Yes, it is. I can already tell. All right. So, the second round, we take the top 5 poets from the first round, and we put them in reverse order of appearance. You know, biblical shit. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first, or whatever. So the poets will be reading in this order in the second round. We have Ben, we have Colin, we have Saluja, we have Clara Greenstein, and we have Aria. Give it up for everyone who's touching the stage in the second round. I will say this time and time again. If you did not make the second round, please come back. The only loser is a quitter. Keep coming back. Perseverance is key. We always want to hear your work because it's never about the points. It's about the what? The poetry. Lit. All right. We just had 10 poets. You know, like, when you like need to recalibrate like your, like, I don't know, your GPS because it's fucking wildin'. We're gonna do that with the judges. So we're gonna have another sacrificial poet, someone to get the judges recalibrated, reacquainted to poetry. So everybody say, spill the blood. Spill the blood. And give maximum love to your sacrificial poet of the second round. Give it up for Reggie. Somewhere out there is a boy that knows my name more than I care to know his, and that is my fault. A heart breaks behind a closed door, and this too is my doing. I should know how attractive I am. I should know he wants me before he wants me. I should have loved him. I should have loved him back. I should have traced the letters of his name until they replaced my own look. I am him now. I am his. I should know this by now. Desire is not quiet. It shakes the very ground beneath his feet, but I didn't care to notice. It rumbles off fantasies to your brother in the back of a car before smiling in your face and saying nothing. And I got eyes, don't I? I saw him split his mouth open and did not lap up all the blood. It was a gift. It was mine to take, and all he asked is to pour me one drink. I hate the taste of iron, but I should have been grateful for the moisture. I should have thanked him. I should have gotten down on my knees and begged for more. I forgot my body is not my own. In this big, bad world, anyone with enough entitlement can own my love before I do, so I apologize. I'm sorry. I promise I'll do better next time. In fact, in the name of accountability, here is a list of things I am willing to do in order to avoid these types of situations in the future. Number 1, absolutely fucking nothing. Who cares if you fell in love with a myth of me that you created in your heart in order to escape your loneliness? Desire has never been peaceful. It bites and lunges and screams at you for not wanting it back, and I want a simpler love, a love that holds me gentle through the night. And I have that. I have a man who loves me, who respects me, who says my name like it is the last of his breath, who knows my name is still mine to own, and that any mouth it just so happens to land in is just borrowing the taste. All right, judges. I need your scores. I stuffed one of this list in one of, that's money. Let's put that back. Where did I put the list? Did anyone see where I stuffed it? No, what the fuck? There's too many fucking pockets. No, what the fuck? This is, okay. We're fine. I'm not panicking at all. What the fuck? It better be in this pocket. It is. All right. Let them know how you feel. We have a low of an 8.9 It goes up to a 9.0, a 9.1, a 9.7, and a 9.9. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet and never the points. I don't know who that poet was, but they were fine. Holla if you want to, I hear they're taken. All right. It's time we slide right into the second round. So this is the money round. I have $200 in my pocket. I'm willing to say that because I can fight. And it's not my money. It is for these poets. The top 3 poets win cash prizes. So this is not for fame. This is not for glory. This is for the living wage that your job will not give you. So on deck, we have Colin. But give maximum love for the first poet of the second round. Give it up one more time for Ben.
This is not a poem about being a bipolar person. This is a group piece about being people with bipolar. And she arrives like an apocalypse. No emergency broadcast or flock of pigeons fleeing the scene. It's a slam, and the door is open, and the city is on fire, and I can't sleep for the noise. My wallet is suddenly endless, and peer pressure isn't a word, it's a lifestyle. Self-destruction isn't a feature, it's a necessity. Her hair is short, she just cut it again, and she has a long pinky nail. She tells me that my bedroom, which I treat like a church, is due for some remodeling, and I don't believe in God anyways. She tells me that I've made it this far. One night won't kill me, and the nights stretch into weeks, and my hangover tastes like victory, and the inevitable holes in my gut and yellow to my liver will be battle scars, but these things won't happen because she makes me invincible. I've slept through earthquakes before, but her earth shakes in entirely new ways. I am myself the tectonic plate, and for once, the catastrophe happens on our terms, crashing and crashing, crashing. And she leaves, and we are still, and my skin is lake water, and my mind is stars, and art is all I need, and pajamas with teddy bears. And he arrives like smoke. I could smell his cigarettes through the phone. His voice sounds like a cheap suit hanging up in a motel shower, and the city is night, and my door is taxidermy, a cruel impression of the living. He says, my phone doesn't work. I don't need to talk to anybody but him. And he points out all the death in my house, all the sharp edges that want my blood, all the strong corners that need a rope. He doesn't push. His hands do not lead. They press me into bed. He says, don't move. You just want to sleep. And he reads me a story, and I'm doing terrible things, and I've hurt people. He says, wasn't that fun? I stop hearing him. I stop seeing him. I stop feeling the blanket, but I can feel his hand on my shoulder. He doesn't push, but the bottles are right there. They kill pain, and he is pain. The cigarettes are right there. They make his voice sound like music, not pleasing, but distant, and I feel my blood rushing and rushing, rushing. Hey, are you okay? Why aren't you saying anything? Most shooting incidents aren't fatal. Well, we're all going out tonight. The pattern on this carpet doesn't fit the shoe on this foot. Have you seen this video? Modern film's a product of Edison, who's a monster of a human. Oh man, so his hand was, and he was said, blah, and Edison is proof that capitalism rewards evil and punishes morality. Okay, well, I'm gonna get lunch with that, and it was good seeing you. I haven't eaten in 36 hours. Hey, are you sure you'll be okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Keep that round of applause going for Ben. All right, judges, I need your scores. DJ. You're fired. So we're looking for a new DJ. No. Give it up for the DJ with real relevant tunes. Wow. All right. Judges, I need to see your scores. I feel like it just got darker. Excuse me. Please don't. All right. I'm turning this light. I can't see a damn thing. I guess that eliminates the use of the light if it's not pointing at me. I mean, it's not too dark. There's no such thing as too dark. Stop talking shit in the back. I can hear you. Okay. Yeah, I can't like see any of the scores. Tino to the rescue. An 8.9. A 9.3. 9.3. 9.7. 9.8. Give it up for the poet and not the points. And give it up for my seeing eye, Tino. Through thick and thin, he supports my bullshit. Love that. Lit. So, the kitchen has closed, but the bar is still open, so make sure you get a drink. Make sure you get me another drink, because I just finished the last of this one. But on deck, we have Saluja. But give maximum love to our second poet in the second round. Give it up for Colin!
I stepped in a blood puddle on the way to work one day, and I noticed that there was no trail. Just this pool of blood, like someone just dropped there and never moved again. And all I can think of is, that's just how shit goes around here. But ain't it a shame how accustomed we've become to death in this neighborhood? How me and my niggas been to more funerals than baby showers. We treat death like an old friend, toasting his name as we shake his hand. I mean, we go to big homies' funerals and still look up to them. Say, damn, don't he look nice in that suit? Like it don't matter how quick we die as long as our clothes look nice in the casket, and I wonder whose grave I just stepped on. And if they knew that their legacy would be nothing but a nameless trail of bloody footsteps, I scrubbed blood off my shoes that evening. I hear gunshots in the distance as a mother scrubs blood off her hands. I try to erase the evidence of death from the bottom of my feet, but I feel guilt start to crawl across my fingers like my hands were soaked red, so I scrubbed them too. As how many times did I cheat death? Did my luck come at someone else's expense? Like how many niggas can I lose before I start to lose myself? I scrub my hands as I try to wash away survivor's guilt. It's a tougher stain than blood. I don't think I have the right kind of soap. Like, is there Dove for a nigga who's outlived all their cousins? Is there hand sanitizer that kills 99% of memories of bullets and caskets? Is there Windex to wipe away this trauma with a streak-free shine? I scrub my hands until they are raw and red, blood pooling in the sink. There is no trail. Like I just dropped right there and never moved again.
Keep that round of applause going for Colin. All right. Judges, Y'all have been so good about getting me my scores before I even have my shit together. So, like, I have high hopes for you. I have 4 scores. Just waiting on that 5th judge. All right, 5 scores. All right, let them know. Ooh. Yikes. What do we have? What do we have here? Remember, your score is big and black, like a 9.4, a 9.5, a 9.7, a 9.7, and a 10. Give it up for the poet and not the points. One of these days, I'm going to get contact lenses and I'm going to be unfucking stoppable. On deck, we have Clara Greenstein. But give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Saluja.
Not me after that poem. I wrote a poem on chaos and candles because I'm sitting in my room in pajamas and a Kathmandu-scented candle, hand-poured in Tampa, Florida, is flickering in my room, blatantly lying. Because if you hand-poured the smell of Kathmandu air, it would smell of burning tire from the protests. The blood of goats Hindus sacrifice for dasai infused with the blood of every Muslim lynched for sacrificing a cow next door. Heaven, don't allow any beef. It would smell the smell of Nawaraj because sweat, running for his life before he makes that jump because how dare his love be casteless. Wet cement and tar from forever unfinished. We are developing, catching up. US aid is helping us. Projects. Clouds hovering above Kathmandu reek the body of a migrant worker cremated 8 months after death. Incense burning in front of his portraits. Then somewhere another plane flying to the international terminal for the civilized, so civilized some hid their shit on Everest. Air quality index 600, worst air in the world as of Monday. Does a city in choking have a smell? If I told you that is my home, is it wicked cool still? Who does a choking city choke anyway? I am not choking. To live the American dream is to escape a choking I was never part of, then watch black and brown bodies be choked every day. To live the American dream is to say thank you, whiteness, for your mercy. To live the American dream is to apologize until you realize there is no promise. Yet a dream built on lies must be shattered. Despite a stunted mother tongue, a father's disappointment, a deceptive candle. Thank you.
Keep that round of applause going for Saluja. All right, judges. Your scores. Release the new album, SZA. Just release it. I've been waiting. Anyone listen to Control Deluxe? Someone said, no, it's the same fucking album. They're not. I was kind of pissed.
And she took the 5 songs that she added to that album for all the 5 years that she's had that album since it dropped, and added Kiss Me More, and added Hit Different, and added, what was the other song? And added an inch.
Yes, 2017. Ma'am.
One song for every year that's gone by since the album's been out. She literally has 9 new songs, and she put an intro and an outro to that. She has a new album. Thank you. Alternate. What
I've seen plenty of rants at the Berkeley Slam, but not one about SZA. Yeah. Yeah. We have a low of an 8.9. It goes up to a 9, a 9.1, a 9.4, and a 9.8. Give it up for the poet and never the points. The poet and never the points. All right. Oh, we're almost through this list. Look at us. On deck, we have Aria. But give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Clara Greenstein.
I don't want to follow that one either. So, an exploration of the dependent clause. I am a good friend to talk to about a problem, but alone in a room for too long and I become a citation with a broken link, as in untraceable, impossible to confirm the presence of. I am the beginning of a conversation where no one is telling the truth yet, as in extraneous yet indispensable to the task at hand. I am the silence that is the net sum of too much noise, as in ambient soundtrack, a circle of crows under a dark cloud, each individual scream drowns the other out. I am the smell of the pavement below when Winnie the Pooh, perceiving something abstract, says, "Tut tut, looks like rain," as in I am both always and never raining, a permanent superposition state. As in, I am a Mobius strip of invisible molting, leaching out of my own pores like ultrasound gel, as in, I am so see-through, I magnify everything I touch. Or maybe I am more like honey, as in life force, the ad hoc stolen byproduct of homemaking, as in viscous and saccharine, but also soluble, as in I have been diluted to unrecognizable extents. I am everything following, as in dependent clause. Come unlatched from grammatical mooring, not classified as a sentence on my own, as in afterthought, as in remnant, the draft of a perfectionist sculptor, marble worn too thin by excessive editing, as in I wasn't born flimsy, I was eroded. Over time, I have twisted myself into the shape of an inviting room, or an answer, or the perfect friend, filling my mouth with honey until everything I said was too sweet to sting. Always auditioning for the supporting role is a whole act in itself. Maybe it just takes some reframing. I can't be soluble if I claim myself the solution. As in, I am the rain even if I am not actively raining. There is always the same amount of water on earth, it just goes through phases. I am a self-portrait, as in the more sediment I shave off of myself, the more clay there must be to mold from, as in I am artistic potential, unbaked and promising. Even a dependent clause is subject to revision. As an English teacher, I know about these things. Any sentence can be divided to stand alone.
Keep that round of applause going. All right. Judges, I need your scores. I have one score. I know they would say you shouldn't choose favorites, but like, the quickest judge has been my favorite judge. I mean, I can't see a damn thing, but thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna get chewed out when we get home. We have a low of 8.7. Goes up to a 9, 9.1, 9.3, and a 9.5. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet. And never the points. The poet. And never the points. On deck, we have figuring out who won all the money in my chest pocket. Or I guess it's a stomach pocket. I feel like a kangaroo. What? I hope you don't forget. But give maximum love to our last poet of the night. Give it up for Aria.
I love it. Why not? I know. It's okay. No. I kind of want to hold it. Can I just do that? Okay, I'm just going to hold it. My life is like that movie. Everyone says, I love you. My mother cannot stop herself every time I see her. I love you. I love you. This woman says, I love you like a baby bird opens up her jaws for me to drop my words inside. Because when I tell her that I love her, she thinks I am saying, I forgive you. When I told my mother that my father raped me, I finally got up the courage. I was so excited to send that email, so nervous and so petrified. I could see this future leading away off the other side. We would live together by the beach in a small house made for two. We would eat organic fruits, and she would buy me a pony. And okay, it's a stupid fantasy. I get that. But I was thinking with my little girl brain, okay, I was thinking maybe she would be my mom if I just said the right thing in the exact right way. Of course, she presented me with a prepared response, like what you say when you've been rehearsing for a really long time, like what you say when you've been rehearsing for your daughter's entire life, like my mother didn't believe me, or didn't want to, or was too broken, or my dad broke her, or anyway, my fantasy future never happened. My mom moved her stuff into my childhood bedroom and turned it into her work study. I had a small, boring, emotional breakdown, and then I was homeless for a year. So you see, believing in people is not exactly high on my agenda right now. They eventually know things about you. They eventually want to know your why. And just who exactly would want to know a why like mine? And how could I possibly find the words?
Keep that round of applause going for Aria. Wow. He's already up here. I can see the scores, damn it. I am going to try. I'll squint to see those motherfuckers. You're not going to upstage me again. You're not going to have some shit to talk when we get home. Damn it, I need you. I saw that second score in the back go up, and I was like, God damn it. I'm trying to prove a point. Wow. Why are your scores so dark and you're so close, and these scores are so faded and they're so far? Life is literally plotting against me. Is it me?
It's called vision. Juan doesn't have it.
All right. I can't count. Do we have 5 scores? All right. We have a low of a 9.2. Goes up to a 9.2, a 9.3, a 9.5, and a 9.6. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet and never the points. The poet and never the points. All right. First of all, I just want to say that my edges were laid at the beginning of the night. but all these good-ass poets snatched my edges. God damn, it's been a good fucking night. I can say that since like all the scores are finally out. God damn, it's been a great night of poetry. If you liked other great nights of poetry, guess what? This isn't the only thing that we do. We do so much shit in the Bay, it's not even funny. It is actually kind of funny. It was so ridiculous that it circled back to funny, as our DJ said. But we run the Berkeley Poetry Slam, every Wednesday here at the Starry PLOUGH. We also run the Oakland Poetry Slam every second Tuesday? God damn. Every third Tuesday. It's because I had my second drink. Every third Tuesday online via Zoom or via Facebook. You can check out facebook.com/Oakland Slam or youtube.com/Bay Poets Unite for more information. We also have the Alchemy Open Mic every first and third Saturday via Instagram Live. So you can join via your phone in your pajamas with us. Like, you can put on a cute filter. I've hosted as a lemon a couple times. It's been fun. You should join us. Check out Rich Oak Alchemy for more information. Look, I barely remember the dates and times for this shit. I don't expect you to remember it. And that is why we have a website. If you go to richoakevents.org by Friday, I promise this time that I'll have the website updated. We have pictures of different shows. We also have information on how you can catch all of our shows during the month. So, blah, blah, blah. Promotion, promotion, promotion. I'll see you there, I'll see you there, I'll see you there, I'll see you there. But now we are here for we've arrived at the reason we're all here, to pay artists what our government will not. Although we are kind of funded by the state of California, so shout out California. Please don't take our grant money away. All right, can I get a mini drum roll, please? Like a baby drum roll, like your child is sleeping in the next room and this is the 10 minutes you have to fuck. In third place, winning 40 whole American dollars. Give it up. Did I say 30 or 40? 40. I said 40? So proud of myself. 400. Do you have $400? No. Okay. Otherwise, we can't give $400. But winning 40 whole American dollars, give it up for Saluja! Is there anything you'd like to say to the people?
Thank you.
All right. Can I get like a medium drum roll? That's a very large drum roll from the back, but we'll take it. In second place, winning 60 whole American dollars, which I have been informed is more than $40. Give it up for Ben! Anything you'd like to say to the people?
Hey, thank you. To give a shit about your community, what you're doing. It's rad. Keep doing it.
All right. I know you're fucking doing it. You're fucking playing that stupid ass song. Fine. Fine. I'll just host like nothing's happening right now. You'll all hear what's going on and you'll realize why I'm pissed. In first place, winning. In first place, winning 100 whole American dollars. He's been your DJ tonight. Give it up for Colin!
Do you know any strippers shaking ass for just $100? Do you know any? I know strippers shaking ass for $20 bills that you about to pick up.
Yeah, but niggas are throwing more than 5 of them.
Not me. I am not niggas. I got about $100 in strip clubs, and that's why I throw ones. Makes me feel like I have more money than I do. Anything to say to the people?
Thank you. I usually come up here every week and lie and say this is going to the diaper fund, but like I buy diapers pretty regularly. This actually usually just goes to weed, so. Thanks.
I don't know what to say. Thank you for being honest. Give it up for Colin. Give it up for Ben. Give it up for Saluja and every single person who touched this stage tonight. And give it up for yourselves. You stayed through a whole night of like 17 poems. That's a lot of poems. That's a whole book of poems. Like, damn. Go take that to your library summer reading program. I have been Reggie. This has been the Berkeley Slam. The show is over, but the night is not. The bar is still open. Go to the bar and get a drink. Go to a poet. Let them know you like their work. Ask for consent before touching or talking about their poem. But most importantly, come back next time and bring a friend. It's always better when we have friends. And I will see you all next week for another Berkeley Slam. Bye.